I kind of cheated. So, because with English, I can talk about anything. I can talk about everything. I just do it in English. So I talk about the house, family, food, sports. I can talk about anything. It just needs to be in English. And I do that in other subjects as well. But I am always learning and studying about self-development and the old self-help, right? Yeah, so sometimes I like to understand how people think. I have more instruments to help other people because different approaches help different people. And it makes me understand better what I do. And something that I always like to study about and I never get tired of is art. Whether writing, painting, etc. So even in my posts or videos, even when I am not speaking about art, I try to do some art. I draw things, I write some verses. So I love art. I like entertainment too, but in education, for example, I use entertainment as a medium, as a way, a vehicle to get to the point where I want to follow. For example, now, for us, it's entertainment. For Paulo and I, it's good to have a good chat, right? But it can help you. So I said it's a conversation thing. So now you're listening. If you're studying English, that is interesting, that is relevant for you, but for me, I cheated. Paulo, let's talk, let's have a good talk, a good conversation, and let's invite people
to listen to it.
Sorry?
To listen to it. As we talk. Yes, like as if we were on talk radio. All right, so I just set it up.
I like to teach that as well, and now you, Paulo, sorry.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I'm live right now. I could manage to go online on my YouTube channel. So if you're watching this is 100% in English. A lot of people, they tell me, say, oh, but your content is about the basics. And of course, because there is one thing that I learned over the years. If I want to be smart, I can talk about myself. If I want to be smart, I go back to the basics. I go back to, one thing after the other, like verbs. I constantly go back to the basics. So yeah, there you go. So that's life is for you. And if you do not understand this, you should buy my course. Se você não está entendendo nada do que eu estou falando aqui em inglês, é um sinal que você precisa comprar o meu curso, né? Então, aí você compra o meu curso, aí depois você volta, estuda uns 3, 4 meses, depois você volta aqui, escuta de novo, vai ficar um pouco mais claro. Aí você manda um e-mail e fala, pô, Paulo, tá funcionando.
Paulo is advertising himself in Portuguese.
Of course, yeah, because people, because I remember like, oh, should I advertise my course in English or in Portuguese? Should I advertise my Russian course in Russian or in? Come on, you know. So if people don't know English, I should advertise it in Portuguese, of course, you know. And but I think I remember like a little magazine there was here in Rio, all over the Brazil actually, but in which the teacher would advertise in English. So the English classes were advertised in English. So, well, I hope he did well in business.
Yeah, it could show people that they really didn't understand and needed that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's kind of a challenging thing. Yeah. So.
Yeah, for example, the lives used to be in Portuguese and English because I found out that on Instagram is not the best place for me to teach on the board. So on YouTube, I use the board a lot. But on Instagram, it's vertical, it's reversed, the image is reversed, so it's not the best place to show content. But people love to chat here, to have conversations, and part of the conversation was in Portuguese, and part of the conversation was in English. And the main reason why people joined the conversation, even for watching, was to get into the English part. Sometimes we were hitting the conversation to go to the English because I wanted first people to know the guest and then go to English. And during the hitting, during the conversation where we were knowing the guest, people, so when are you going to get to the English part? So I thought, okay, that's good because, yeah, of course, it's going to be more difficult for some people who speak Portuguese to understand more, but that's another challenge. So I raised the bar, and it's easier to make the content available for people who are not from Brazil, right? Because I wanted people to be easily accessed, but now maybe it's even easier to be accessed because now you don't need to be a Brazilian to join the conversation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was thinking like when we had this little break, because for example, I don't like samba, you don't like samba. I don't like soccer, you don't like soccer, and I was thinking like maybe maybe teaching the English language is a kind of rejection to the Brazilian values and standards. At least I'll tell you what I see. Like the majority of my students, they study English to escape from Brazil, or to get out. Say I'm fed up with Brazil, and or they're there. They went into the United States and they don't speak English, so they could escape, and now they're there, but they're trapped again because they don't speak English, and they are in the Brazilian community outside of Brazil, which is a good start. But yeah, I think most of my students, they don't like samba.
It happens.
Yeah.
And I don't think this is something exclusive to you. I see a lot of people who want to learn English are the ones who don't identify themselves a lot with our country. I mean, not only the culture, sometimes they like some things from their culture, not only the
Yeah, I like tapioca.
land.
Tapioca is good.
Yeah. And but
By the way, tapioca is also in the United States right now. By the way, tapioca is also in the United States right now. And people, so it's a good thing. About Brazilian food, which, Brazilian food is amazing for Brazilians. you know, because Brazilian food is horrible for foreigners.
Some of them,
They're
some of them,
polite. They're polite. They say no, it's
some of
okay,
them,
but they hate it.
some of them drug deal food.
Yeah, some Brazilians when they go there, like
Not even foreigners, because some foreigners, for example, they don't have, for example, our coffee. The cheapest coffee here is
a
is
great coffee.
a is a treasure for many Americans. You know, some friends of mine when they come, they have a luggage only to have couscous, tapioca, the cheap coffee, you know. But yeah, you're right. Brazilians complain a lot about missing their food when they're out.
Yeah, and I think coffee is a good example because a Brazilian coffee is good worldwide, you know. But I'm pretty sure it is an exception that confirms the rule. It's like you will not see Italians go back to Italy and say, "Oh, you know what I discovered? I love rice and beans and rice every single day. I'm gonna eat it." You know, I've never heard of it. I never heard a single story of a person that went back to their country and said, "Man, I fell in love with Brazilian food," and I never heard.
Okay, and that's interesting. So, guys, if you are a foreigner and you're listening to it, if you're watching, so please leave us a comment and tell us if you already tried Brazilian food, if you like it, if you are a Brazilian and you are living abroad now. Do you miss our food? What's the food that you're missing the most? And there is someone here, I think it's Renato. Renato saying hello, and there's someone else saying that Mauro de Oliveira is saying that he agrees. I don't know if he agrees with
It's a
me
good
or
thing. He agrees. That's it. That's it. You know? So he agrees it's a good thing. You know?
yeah.
We can move on from there. I'm happy. Thank you, Mauro. I agree. Yeah, that is a good thing. I don't know which part. I don't know. It's like sometimes I have on my YouTube channel and they said, "Oh, that was really smart." And they talk about like the video is like 1 hour long. And they said, "Oh, that phrase or what was what did you say or what did say I don't know. I like it seems to me that 40% of the YouTube comments I don't understand. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you're right. And I'll tell you something curious about the comments. And first, I'm going to read the comments from Isis. Isis is saying, I love couscous. Mauro is saying, about Brazilian food. Awesome.
She's my student. She's a very good student.
Okay,
Isis
good.
Beatriz, I'm happy you're here. You're a very good student. You're doing good with your English. Go ahead.
I told you already that my most viewed video, my most engaged content on YouTube is in English. And
That's interesting.
about culture and stuff, some people think that learning English and reaching other cultures is denying their own. But actually, I use my platform, I use the English language to spread and speak more about our culture. So my videos in English are speaking about Brazil.
Okay.
And my most engaged content, the title is Why Do Brazilians Say KKK, shwa 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 shwa, hue hue and stuff. And
KKK, that's awesome.
yeah. And
Why do Brazilians love KKK? That's a good title. Why do Brazilians love KKK? That's a good title. That's a catchy one.
Get so fiction with KKK.
Yeah. Why Brazilians love so much KKK? And then you put a picture of people laughing, you know. And an American will look at it and say they're murderers, they're crazy people. And then on the video you explain, no, listen, it's like
Guess what's the majority of the comments? 99% of the comments. Guess what that is?
they're talking about I don't know, like Ku Klux Klan.
Okay, I'll tell you. 99% of the comments are. Wait.
That's good. Yes. You see, like the Instagram yeah, that's the Instagram filter. And it's like, why do I want a filter that I'm catching on fire? And that's the first option that appears to me. You know, I don't want that. I don't want that. You see? That's bullshit. I go on Instagram and the first filter is like, I'm catching on fire. You know, I don't need a filter to catch on fire. I can do that by myself.
Okay, yeah, guys. Paulo used a filter now on Instagram, and he was catching himself on fire, and that made us curious. Mauro was saying that the phone is too near my mouth, so, and it's loud. Okay, so is it better now? Because I put that here because I didn't want to be low. Please, Mauro, tell me if it's better now, okay?
Yeah, I think now it's very good for Mauro and very bad for me. I can listen you. So I think it's good for Mauro and bad for Paulo.
But can you understand? Can you hear?
I can, yeah, but it's kind of it was better for me before.
I'll try to make the middle way.
Okay, all right. So yeah, so do you teach a lot of people that they want to go like live abroad? And tell me your story. How did you start teaching English? Why English? Why teaching? Why the struggle of being a teacher? Why this job?
Okay, that's a very good question too. Very good questions. I believe that my persona, I mean my avatar, the person who I tracked, that is the average kind of people who come to me to be my students, and the most engaged one are the ones who want to live abroad for a while or for the rest of their lives. And in the beginning, it was difficult to me because I've never lived abroad, you know, and I haven't gone abroad before teaching, and it was very recent, my experience abroad, but I had a lot of experience hosting foreigners, hosting people from abroad here, so I got a lot of contact with them. So I camped, I lived with many people who are not from Brazil. So today, some friends of mine, some of my best friends, even especially John, if you're listening to it, if you're watching to it, he's my best friend from out of Brazil. He's even closer to many friends surround me, and I see that really many people want to live abroad, to run from Brazil, and
Escape.
I encourage them. Sorry?
Escape.
Yeah, to escape from Brazil, and I always encourage them to, since you're there and you're escaped and you saved yourself, so you are the key.
I like how you put emphasis on this. I like how you put emphasis on this. And then you saved yourself from Brazil, and now that you're safe and abroad, so now. That's good.
Yeah, so you are the key
Now that you saved
of
yourself.
you are the key of the prisons you escaped from, right?
You hold the keys.
So
Yes.
yeah, so now you can, since you're there, you have more conditions to help the ones you love here. So do it.
That is a great point.
That,
And that happens a lot.
that yeah, and that's one of the, I think, my main reason to stick with English, to stick teaching English. Maurice saying, run away from Brazil. Lol. Okay, the thing is, I struggled a lot in being good at something. I told you offline, in particular, that I I always loved to study. I didn't go play soccer, I didn't have a lot to do with people in the streets. So most of my time I was watching TV, reading. I was very curious, so I loved studying. But I had a very different rhythm. I didn't fit a lot to the system. First, to the educational system we have here in Brazil, and second, I studied in a public school, and in this school, this follows the educational system, but with a lot of bad quality. In my school, we didn't even have a meal. Some school because of and it was I got who started the fight, but I was always caught in fights, etc. So school was a very difficult thing, Maurice saying, I know what you mean, trust me. Yeah. But at school, I had the library, I could the woman who worked, and so at school, I learned a lot, but most of them was not the things that the teachers were teaching. Because, for example, the teacher copied, they finished writing the whole board. They had to erase the first part, and I was still I had a lack of attention. So sometimes I was watching the class. It was not that I was not interested in the class, but for me it was so difficult to follow the system, to fit, to be evaluated just as the other students. So I always felt dumb. I always felt not intelligent, but I was interested. I studied. I did study. I was dedicated. I just didn't fit in. And some of the teachers didn't like me. They thought I was not interested, or I didn't respect their presence. I was just trying to fit in, and afraid of the student who was behind me, because in the break they would break me. This kind of stuff. And it was the time that I was in touch with some friends of mine, especially Carla Diana, Kalini, Camila, Nivea. I was the group of the girls, right? I was in the group of the girls. And that was the time that I was with them. And yeah, sometimes we started to speak in the class. It was not because I intended to. Out of the classroom, I would learn more because I would have my time to finish a book. So I didn't think I would be good at something, and my family wanted different things for me. My grandma wanted me to be a military. My father wanted me to go to technical school.
She was right. I agree with your grandma. I think she was right.
Right?
Yeah.
So I tried to do different things, but the arts and English teacher, the teacher who was responsible for teaching English and arts, it was the class that people took for granted, because in English everyone would just be passed. They would not fail, because the teacher would not make any student fail, and it was something easy for me because I could understand. It's something that I was already interested. The teacher of arts, she took me to help her with the class. So do the drawing on the board.
Was she pretty? Was she pretty?
So,
Was she pretty?
sorry?
Was she pretty?
Oh no, she was.
An old lady.
She was an old lady.
Okay.
Very sweet, and I love her. But you know, she was not a native speaker of English. But during the English classes, she showed things. She was very.
Mother
She
figure.
was very. Yeah.
She was a mom.
Sweet. Yeah, kind of.
My history
She was
teacher
very-
my history teacher played a little bit of the role of my mom as well. She was very maternal and very caring, very
Yeah,
loving.
so-
Yeah.
In arts and English, I was not pushed. There were no expectations. So these were the classes which I enjoyed the most, because it was just enjoying the class. So take the blue paint and the yellow paint. Now mix it. What color is it? Green. Okay, now paint something green. Man, I love doing that. It was a playtime for me. So, and English, I was learning what the cartoons that I watched was saying, because you have the titles, we have the signs, and that was very good for me. But I didn't learn arts or English at these classes, but I could think that these were things that I could learn easily. So I didn't master anything, but I knew some English, and I was good with arts. So, but I could not be an artist because it doesn't give money, etc. So, when I started to go find something to work with, I did identify I was not so good at something, but I was good at teaching. I used art to try to deliver the class, as I was doing with the breaking the ice thing, using theater, using arts, using books, so that helped me a lot, and I was being considered a good English teacher. But I always thought, Len, if you want to be a teacher, you have to be intelligent. And I never thought that I was intelligent. So some people did. I didn't really trust trying to be the cashier and counting things. So I had to go to telecommunication industry.
How old were you when you started how old were you when you started working?
When I started working with informal things, I
Yeah,
was a teenager.
working.
So I sold ice cream in the streets.
That's awesome.
But I couldn't do a lot because my family would not want me to do that, and I was not encouraged to do that. But I have always been first
Entrepreneurial.
development.
Entrepreneurial.
The forbidden word. Yeah, I have always been entrepreneurial. I'm sorry, guys, but that's it. That's the reality. But I was not very. I didn't have a lot of incentives to do that. But as an English teacher, I could have a class. I mean, I could have people with me. I would go to the people to teach what I know. I could speak with confidence. I could play because I was allowed to play with the students.
Correct.
I was allowed to invent. I was allowed to innovate. And I was allowed to...
It's a good family. It's a good family. It's a good family. It's a good family. When you get your students together and you can parent them, it's like you can move on to a better family, you know?
It was so difficult for me to fit in a group. I had some groups, but it was difficult to me to fit in a group. But
Yeah.
now, I was the leader
Correct.
of many groups.
That's what I'm talking
and-
about, yeah.
And I could help them fit in. I could see students who thought they would know nothing or who would understand nothing, and I could help people who had difficulties to learn. And that's still the way I do things. I'm not the kind of teacher who, no, you have to reach my level. No, I go to your level and pull you to mine, but in your rhythm, your way. I know it's not for everyone, but that's how I found that I could give value to the system, you know. That's how I could have my daily bread, and I really could help other people. I tried to graduate in letras. Here in Brazil, we call letras. This is the college for the ones who learn literature, language, and education, etc. So I always try to...
That is a beautiful story, Clayton. That's a beautiful story, the way you put it. I like that.
Oh, thank you. I always tried, but it was difficult. Very difficult because we don't have many options. I couldn't afford that. But I actually did something crazy that when I was teaching, I had the money that could help me pay the college, and that's just that. But to stay in the work, to stay in the school where I was teaching, I needed the license, because in Brazil it's licenciatura. You have a license to be a teacher, right? So I couldn't stay there because I didn't have a license, but I could not have the license if I could not pay that, and I needed the work for that. So I broke into a college. I didn't know how to keep that, and I couldn't. So I had to leave the job. I couldn't stay in the college, but starting a college and not finishing was better than just the high school on your resume.
Yeah, they're not doing it at all, you know. Sure.
and graduate in advertisements because it was cheaper. It was something that I was very good because what is advertisement? It's behavior, art, and communication. And you can use these tools to make money. So, and now I advertise myself as an English teacher, and I am in studying letters.
That is a good thing. That is a beautiful story. I like that. It's like nothing better than if you do not fit in into a club. There's nothing better than starting your own club, right?
Exactly, meu clube do inglês. In English,
Correct.
it's
You
an
see,
English club.
it's not a coincidence at all. Yeah.
And that's the spirit. That's the spirit of meu clube do inglês. So in Portuguese, I have my company, my school, my English school is meu clube do inglês, which means my English club. And that's the spirit.
That's very good. So now you can get other misfits to join your club. So hey guys, now we have a place. You cannot fit anywhere else, but you can come in here. You can learn English. You can do something. You can have fun, and we can talk about things, and we can do it in English. So that's awesome.
Yeah, and something good is that now there was a plot twist. The losers now are cool.
Correct. Yeah.
It's a good time to be a loser because now it's pop. What is pop culture if not the culture of the losers who now can pay to get what they want? And now I have a lot of large variety of people who I can work with, who I can have a good relationship with. I actually have a community of friends who I can help, where I can speak about the books I like, about the series I'm watching, about the movies. I can help them in their struggles because English for me is something that helped me to overcome my difficulties and to reach things that I thought that I would never do. And now I can help others do that. It's just a way to think English not as the finish, not as the end of the rainbow, but the rainbow. It's not the place where you want to arrive, but that's the bridge.
Sure. Yeah. It's not the goal, but it's the way, right?
In their journeys.
Yeah, it's like you're talking about. It's not specifically the goal that matters, but the process of getting there. And if you have fun during the process, you will get there.
Yes, and as I am not afraid of being silly, as I'm not afraid of being a loser, I don't sell myself as a hero. I never sell myself as a hero. As a matter of fact, I'll say something that Paulo is going to understand more than I do. You know that sometimes I imitate you, right, Paulo?
I do, and you do it very well. Yeah.
Thank you. And as I like theater and stuff, so sometimes I imitate Paulo, I imitate some people, and I get their posture and stuff. And Paulo asks me, please, let me understand something. So you mean that you can speak
With a deeper voice.
And I don't mean you should, but why don't you different way? I'm just curious. And I said, okay, I like being able to do that. That maybe the they say, hey, that's Sid from the Ice Age. And I think it's funny. You know? Yes, I can. I can speak differently. I can try to show myself more seriously, maybe I mean, yes, I could be more charming, right? But actually, I never intend to be the charming. Now I can be the funny. Now I can be the person who people can relate with. Not everyone. You know, not everyone. I'm going to be the silly one, and I'm okay with that because now I'm allowed to do that. I don't need to pretend. For example, I kind of have this story that I want in life, but I'm not one of these millionaires. You know some people who are on the internet. Oh, that's how I won because I have me. No, guys, I'm still emerging in society, but I have a very simple life. I don't have much, but I have a good life quality, and I'm still building things with your help, with the help of the people who are here, and the ones who are paying to be in the community are helping to build that. I always deliver things for free, but the ones who want to pay are going to be closer to me and help to build that. It's meu clube do inglês, it's my English club, but it can be yours too. You can say meu clube do inglês.
That is a good thing. Yes, you can be Peter Parker and Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're totally right.
Yeah. I think I don't like Spider-Man at all, but I think Peter Parker and Spider-Man is like a very good depiction of the current status of our society right now, And there is one thing that, because Peter Parker is a fucking loser, and but then he becomes Spider-Man, And there's an interesting thing that I heard recently about superheroes. And as you know, I'm not very fond of comic books or anything of that sort. But I heard like Peter Parker becomes Spider-Man or Bruce Wayne becomes Batman. So they have this weak person that becomes a superhero. But what is interesting, like you said, the plot twist is the archetype of the Superman. Because Superman is Superman. He was born a Superman. And he disguises himself as Clark Kent so he can approach humans. So
Exactly. So
that's exactly the opposite.
Superman is his real persona, and Clark Kent is how he pretends to be a loser.
Yeah, it's like Clark Kent is the critique that Superman does on society. Say, all right, so you're weak, you're fallible, you're shy, and you're kind of awkward looking, and that's how he disguises himself as a human, so he can talk to people, because he was born Superman, and then he becomes on to be Clark Kent. Yeah, I don't like the thing, but I don't like the cartoon stuff, but the story is pretty interesting. If I see it that way.
There are many other layers for that, right? Because he was raised by humans.
No, I don't know. You can tell me about that.
He always wanted to be part of humanity, but he was he was born with advantages that he always had to hide.
Okay.
And let me say something. What about the length now, the time now to think it's safe to keep?
Yeah, I think it's about time for us to wrap it up, right? I see here in my timer we have about 10 minutes.
So what about wrapping up on another? Just to finish, we could close this one, start another, and get things to the end. What do you think about it?
I think it's a good thing. I'm having fun. So just give me 5 minutes and I'll be right back and we move on from there. Is that all right with you?
Okay,
Okay.
that's good
So,
because I need some time to publish that as well.
all right.
So, guys, we have a little break now. In 5 minutes to part three.
All right.
Bye
Okay.
bye. See you in 5 minutes.
All right. Good. See ya.
Bye bye.
And that is a good thing because I can charge my phone. And you guys that are watching me on YouTube, you tell me, I don't think the connection is really good on YouTube. Yeah, you see, we did a lot of listening today. We listened a lot to Clayton speak. I like his story. You know, if you're watching me on YouTube, I see there are a couple of people over there, and you can hit me up on Instagram because it's not, like today we're doing this 100% in English. And that is a good thing. Like many people, they come in here into my channel and they say, oh, you should have more content for advanced students. Myself, I don't think there is such thing as a advanced content. I like to get to the fundamentals and build up from there. And that's the way I learn English, French, German, and other languages. And that's the way I continue learning them. So I like very much this. So thank you for watching me on YouTube. And I'm happy if you can understand this. So that's a good sign that you're doing good with your English. If you do not understand this very well, or if you are kind of feeling kind of weird, thinking like, oh, I should understand this better, it's okay. You can buy my course. You go onto my website, and I'm pretty sure that the training over there will get you to the next level. All right, so we got a little half time here, and I'm gonna be right back. You can keep on watching. I see there are a couple of people over there, so thanks for being here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna mute my microphone and turn off the camera. You can stay right where you are, and I'll be right back. I don't know how good the transmission is on YouTube, but I hope it's good. Muito bem, estamos de volta aqui. Você está escutando a música de fundo ainda? Deixa eu tirar aqui. E você que está me assistindo, deixa eu tirar esse negócio de fundo aqui. É difícil, é muita coisa, muita janela. Onde é que está esse treco? Ah, legal, parou. Olha, você que está me assistindo aí no YouTube, agora é um bom momento para você me seguir lá no Instagram. Me segue lá, @paulonideck.com. E eu tava falando nesse segmento, aí eu fiquei mais de uma hora falando somente inglês, 100% in English. Eu acho que eu até coloquei no story que ia ser 99% de inglês in English. E esse aqui é 1% em português. Então, se você está me assistindo e você quer aprender inglês, faça o meu curso. Tem um treinamento lá que vai te levar do zero até você se comunicar em inglês. E eu costumo falar para os meus alunos que são duas coisas. Vamos supor que você está partindo do zero, você vai conseguir ter uma boa base em inglês. Você vai conseguir, em cerca de 6 meses, conseguir ler textos em inglês, conseguir dar os primeiros passos e ter um contato, aquela sua série favorita que você assiste, com certeza você vai começar a assistir e entender mais. Ou seja, você vai passar do zero para um nível de entendimento em inglês. Você vai começar a interagir com o conteúdo em inglês. Agora, se você já tem alguma experiência com inglês, vamos supor que você já estudou antes, 1 ano, 2 anos, 3 anos. Eu já dei aulas para alunos que estudaram inglês durante 10 anos, moraram fora, fizeram intercâmbio, tiveram aula particular e vieram me procurar, seja na modalidade individual ou no meu treinamento online para aprender inglês e aprenderam. Eu costumo falar para os meus alunos que parece que isso, desde que eu comecei a dar aulas de inglês, parece que é uma coisa que é um destino ou alguma coisa assim. Que o pessoal vem me procurar e fala, olha, Paulo, já tentei de tudo, já tentei o professor XYZ, o curso XYZ, passei 5 anos lá, 4 anos aqui, e muitas pessoas chegam para mim como último recurso. Falo, Paulo, olha, se eu não conseguir com você, eu desisto do inglês e tal. E inicialmente eu pensava assim, nossa, que responsabilidade, né? E eu posso dizer que normalmente, a maior parte dos casos, onde o aluno é interessado, eu faço a minha parte, o aluno tem que fazer a dele. Então, quando o aluno tem disciplina, foco, dedicação, ele consegue. 100% das vezes. Se seguir as orientações que eu passo, as instruções que eu passo, seja na minha plataforma online, seja na modalidade individual, a pessoa consegue melhorar muito o inglês. E eu costumo falar que eu faço o seguinte, é a pessoa melhorar o inglês, atingir um nível que ela deseja do inglês para atingir os seus objetivos pessoais e profissionais. Isso que importa. Para mim, o que importa é o resultado. Não é a pessoa simplesmente aprender inglês porque aprender inglês. Tem gente que é assim, fala, não, eu quero aprender inglês porque eu acho bonito, eu acho lindo. Mas normalmente, hoje, em 2020, principalmente as pessoas querem resultados. Falam, não, eu quero aprender inglês porque eu quero morar fora. Eu quero aprender inglês porque eu quero melhorar o meu currículo. Eu quero aprender inglês porque eu preciso passar uma entrevista de emprego. E para esses casos mais específicos, mais objetivos, onde a pessoa já tem alguma base do inglês, ou mesmo partindo do zero, o mais recomendável é o tratamento individual. Eu coloquei lá no meu site, deixa eu ver se o meu amigo Cleidson já está de volta aqui, aparentemente não. E eu coloquei lá no meu site que é um tratamento para quem tem dificuldade ou bloqueio de aprendizagem de inglês. E realmente é, porque eu já tive a oportunidade de aprender outros idiomas além do português, já tive a oportunidade de ter uma formação em PNL, Programação Neurolinguística, e outras coisas mais, e também um pouco da didática teatral, oratória, e me especializar no ensino do inglês. Então eu tenho uma série de ferramentas que eu vou trabalhando com o aluno e desenvolvendo a comunicação, melhorando o inglês dele para que ele alcance os objetivos. Agora eu tenho que falar uma coisa, as aulas individuais, elas são bem reduzidas, porque sou eu diretamente que estou trabalhando one-on-one com o aluno, 1 a 1 com o aluno. Então são poucas vagas e é um grupo bem seleto, bem limitado, porque eu estou trabalhando diretamente com cada aluno. Agora, num termo geral, se você quer conhecer o meu método, se você quer conhecer um pouco do meu trabalho, nessa pandemia aumentou muito a procura. Muita gente falou assim, poxa, esse momento que eu estou em casa é um bom momento para eu começar a estudar inglês ou para eu continuar meus estudos. E aí a minha plataforma online subiu bastante, muita gente veio procurar e eu fico muito agradecido por isso. Mostra que trabalho que eu faço aqui no YouTube, que não é de agora, né? A gente tá em 2020, eu comecei a fazer vídeo pro YouTube. O primeiro vídeo que eu fiz pro YouTube foi em 2007. Acredite ou não. Se você voltar lá no meu canal do YouTube, você vai ver. E aí depois, a partir de 2013, eu comecei a ativamente fazer vídeos pro YouTube e daí a coisa foi pegando velocidade e hoje eu tenho lá mais de 8 milhões de acessos no YouTube e é bastante legal. E tem a TV do Inglês também, que fica no ar aí 24 horas e tem muita gente que acessa. A TV do Inglês é o seguinte, é uma transmissão ao vivo, ou seja, é uma TV, é uma transmissão ao vivo do melhor conteúdo que eu tenho no YouTube. Como eu comecei a fazer aulas, a gravar vídeos para o YouTube há tanto tempo, eu já tenho mais de 900 vídeos no YouTube ao total. Então é bastante coisa. Mais esse aqui, então coloca mais um para conta. Então é bastante coisa. Então se você está interessado, vai lá e me siga no Instagram, @paulonideck, para você continuar me assistindo, que eu vou continuar minha conversa 100% em inglês com meu amigo do Clube do Inglês, o Cleidson Barbosa. Tá bom? Vou ficando por aqui e eu vou dar o stop no streaming aqui, porque eu não consigo fazer 10 coisas ao mesmo tempo, e depois vou colocar a TV do Inglês no ar mais tarde. Então, se você está interessado em aprender inglês, olha, vai lá pro Instagram agora, @paulonideck, é o meu nome, @paulonideck, você vai me achar, me segue lá, manda uma mensagem, vim pelo YouTube, eu respondo o pessoal lá, mando áudio, converso com o pessoal. Tem gente que nem acredita, fala, caramba, é você mesmo mandando áudio? Fala, claro, eu sou uma pessoa de verdade, eu respondo as pessoas. Então, vai lá, me segue no Instagram, assista a transmissão 100% em inglês, 100% in English. Aí você fala, poxa, Paulo, mas eu não entendo inglês, isso aqui. Então, vamos enfrentar esse medo. Né? Você vai ver uma transmissão 100% em inglês e é uma excelente oportunidade. Como é que eu vou desenvolver a habilidade de escuta se eu não estou escutando? Então, né, tem que aprender a dançar dançando, tem que aprender a cantar cantando, tem que aprender a falar inglês falando, tem que aprender a ouvir inglês ouvindo. Então, vai lá para o Instagram, @paulonideck, você vai continuar me vendo nos próximos minutos. Nos próximos minutos, estarei ao vivo no Instagram, vai ser a última transmissão de hoje, e depois você pode voltar aqui para o YouTube e vai ter a continuação da TV do Inglês, que, como eu falei, é o melhor conteúdo do canal. Você está vendo aqui também, ó, tem o WhatsApp, você pode entrar em contato, é o DDD 21 97216 8835. Você pode pedir informações do curso por lá, como funciona e tudo mais, e você vai ter todas as informações que você precisa. Pessoal, muito obrigado por assistir até aqui. Meu nome é Paulo Nideck